here we go again. Okay. LDMMAC. Oh, Nosehead is at it again. Nosehead is at it again. Folks, Nosehead, aka Ariel Helwani. Ali, and y'all know Ali. I can't never say the guy's last name. I think it's Ali Abdelaziz. I can't say his name, and I ain't trying to mess it up and butcher it. But Ali, he's he's over Dominance MMA. He managed fighters like Henry Cejudo himself. He manages Kayla Hype Job Harrison, okay, to name a few. But he's raising all out war against Ariel Helwani. He was like, look, man, anybody under my management banner, anybody, you cannot interview with Ariel Helwani. Okay, guys, there are two sides of this coin, okay? There are two sides. And I'm going to talk about it from Nosehead's side, and I'm going to talk about it from Ali's side, okay? Let's just start with Ariel Helwani himself, okay? In the past, I used to feel bad for old Nosehead. I used to feel bad for this dude. But folks, quick sidebar. Look at the nose on this dude. God dang, that's a big ass nose. Like, damn, just look at it, y'all. Just look at it. Just look at the damn thing. But in the past, I used to feel bad for this guy. Like, legit, because fighters, they used to say what they wanted to say to him. Like, they used to just call him a P. I think, who was that stuck their middle finger up in his face? Like, I think Rampage Jackson, pushed him. I think Conor McGregor told him to F off. Dana White told him, like, Dana White used to talk down to him. It's just like every fighter under God's hot sun just disrespect Ariel Helwani because they know he ain't gonna do nothing. They know Ariel Helwani ain't gonna bust a grape. Like, me, personally, I couldn't do it. I would have been taking some L's from fighters. I just would have been, look, me and some fighters would have gotten into it. Okay, I would have taken some L's, but at least me taking them L's, at least they know that as a journalist, they're gonna respect me. I'm talking about like disrespectful stuff, man. Like, I'm trying to figure out who that they burped at. Somebody burped in his damn face. Like, man, look, that's where I would draw the line. Okay? You burped in my face, I'm finna put hands on you. I don't care what you know. And Ariel never commanded respect from these fighters. Now, you got some reporters, they don't put up with it, man. They go hard on these fighters, but these fighters, ultimately, they respect these reporters that don't let these fighters push them around. And Ariel was that guy. You guys remember that interview that Ariel did with Jason Mayhem Miller? Everybody remember that? And Ariel was literally scared for his life, man. He literally, like, Mayhem was going crazy. And, it's just like everybody sitting there watching, the people editing this, the people, everybody watching this, man. Instead of somebody calling the cops to get Mayhem Miller the hell up out of there. I'm going to tell you what I would have did. I would have got up. I would have left. I would have went to my car. I would have came back with my pistol. And I would have blew Mayhem Miller ass away. Like, see, you have to be able to command respect from fighters. And Ariel has never been able to do that. And you would think that somebody who the fighters disrespect so much, you would think that he would not be, making up this stuff or saying, like, a lot of bad stuff about fighters. Ariel said a lot of stuff about fighters that I wasn't aware of. He said a lot of stuff. And then when these fighters confront Ariel to his face, oh, this dude be getting scared. He be getting scared, and then he be at a loss for words. And I'm telling you, one of these days, man, Ariel is going to say something. And one of these fighters, they going to beat the hell out of this dude. Like, he's legit going to say something. And, one of these fighters, they're not going to let it go. They're not going to forget it. And they're going to whoop his ass. And I'm going to tell you what the sad thing about it is, too. It's going to be warranted, and the fighter will probably go to jail for beating him up. Because let's face it, you beat up Ariel, y'all know he gonna call the police. Okay, this dude will sit back, he'll talk a gang of shit, and then call the police when you go do something about it. Okay? And I'm bringing this all up, man, because, dude, you can't afford to have anybody else dislike you. It's crazy, isn't it crazy, man, how this man, Dana White, banned this man. I'm talking about Dana White legit banned him from all UFC events. Ali banned this man from he can't talk to any one of their fighters. But you know what Ariel said? He said, hey, Henry Cejudo manager, like what he say, took his manhood. And when you say something like that, and we around here, man, we don't care what people do. Hey, you do what you want to do, straight, gay, whatever you are, that's who you are. But the way that Ariel worded the article, or the way that the article said it, it almost made it seem like that him and his manager was having some kind of sexual relationship. Like that's what it sounded like. And it almost seemed like that's what Ariel was trying to imply. Now, see, talk like that could really get you in some trouble. And let's just say Henry Cejudo don't go that way. Okay, let's just say he don't go that way. And plus, I think, Henry married. Okay, the dude is married. But from the way Ariel was speaking, he was almost implying that Henry and his manager had some kind of like homosexual relationship going on. And, and the man's married, man. So could you imagine, man, if Ariel really, really, really just came out and just put it in black and white and just said it, and came out and said it and not alluded to it? Could you imagine? And so, of course, as a manager, now let's look at this from Ali's side. As a manager, you're livid. Because the job of a manager is to promote his fighter, to get his fighter the most publicity possible, to make his fighter the most money while making himself more money than the fighter. That's the job of a manager. So, of course, if you're Ali, you're livid. You're livid. And you're thinking, man, this guy is doing things to ruin my fighter's brand. And when you mess up Henry money, well, you mess up Ali money. I mean, the two go hand in hand. You mess up Henry money, you messing with Ali money. And it's like, Ariel don't know when to quit. He don't know when to quit. He just, like, Ariel really reminds me of a troll. Like, he reminds me of just like a troll that just don't know when it's time to just shut the hell up. That's Ariel. Now, and I've had my issues with managers, okay? I understand Ali's case, okay, why he don't want Henry to go on Ariel's show. Ariel Helwani got a big show. It's a huge MMA show. But Henry Cejudo is popular on his own merit. So, to be honest, he don't really need that show. Okay, let's just be real. He don't really need that show. And I get it. I get it because I've been at the end of some manager not allowing their fighter to come on my show. But there's a difference between me and Big Nose. There's a difference between me and Nosehead. Okay? The difference is that the fighters that I try to get on my show are fighters that I've supported. That there are no videos. There's nothing out there that's going to, implicate me in bringing down this particular fighter brand. Now, if it's a fighter that I don't rock with, and if it's a fighter that I legit don't like, I'm not going to try to get him on my show anyway. In my situation with Foolie Gundinas, okay, I was generally supporting the girl, and I was putting out good content about Foolie, and Foolie and her manager decided that it was okay to disrespect me and ghost me. So that's why I went in on her. My situation is totally different. Okay? Ariel's situation, he really is like, dude, Ariel got this big platform, and literally, you're calling a man gay. Like, literally, you calling him a punk. You're calling him gay in front of the world. Okay? And if he's not that, if that's not his style, well, you can see why Ali might be upset. That's just how that is. That's just how that is. And you kind of have to look at it like, well, I don't blame Ali. And at times I don't blame Dana. Like stuff used to leak. Ariel used to leak stories that the UFC, they didn't want leaked. Like, he would do just a lot of dumb stuff. And then try to play innocent, like he the innocent victim. That's what Ariel would do. Ariel would run his mouth. He would leak stuff that didn't, that wasn't supposed to be leaked out. Then he'd play victim. And, if I'm Dana, I wouldn't like him either. Like, if you're trying to surprise somebody and you're trying to surprise the fans, and then you got this big-nosed idiot running around here leaking out all y'all's secrets. And anybody that talked to Ariel Helwani, I would fire him. Because he going to tell it. If there's something going down, he's going to tell it. I'd fire him, man. Because Ariel would F it all up. He would F any kind of major plans you got. Ariel Helwani would F it right on up. And wouldn't even care, wouldn't think nothing about it. So I get it, man. I get why people, they're not overly fond of trying to talk to this guy. Now, some fighters, they love Ariel. Some fighters love him. Some fighters, they want to be on this show. Some fighters and managers, they want nothing to do with the guy. But this is the second person that's banned Ariel from anything. I mean, is there a pattern? You can say, well, man, it was Dana White. But, man, okay. Okay. I get it was Dana White. I get it. But now you got Ali? Wait a second now. What's going on? Is there something about Ariel that they know that we don't know?